So good morning, everyone, and welcome to Tuesday morning yoga therapy. We're back after a week break, and we are also back, no pun intended, to our lower backs. And today I'm going to focus a little bit more on twists, on rotated twists. If you have a chair, or I'm going to demo with blocks today, but you can also do some of this with a chair rather than blocks. So, or a bench is also fine. And I think that's all you're going to need today is that and maybe a block to sit on at the end. So just feeling your feet. Exhale, bend your knees tracking over second toes, feeling the bottoms of your feet. Inhale, standing tall, and maybe starting to arch the back. So lifting the chest. You can feel the lower back arching. See what that feels like this morning. Exhale, let's do the opposite movement, rounding the spine. Bring the hands to the belly. And inhale, arching the spine. Just keep that going your own timing. You can add a ha sound. Inhale through the nose, exhale mouth. And start to bring the arms a little higher. This is going into the upper back as well as the lower back. Round that lower back as you exhale. And arch as you inhale. We're in the third chakra area today at the belly button. This is the center of empowerment. And its color is yellow like the sun. We know from psychology and just life experience that when we're not feeling good, when we're feeling disempowered, we tend to slouch, make ourselves smaller. So just taking up some space, make yourself big and radiant like that sun that hopefully will start shining on the West Coast. So if you are elsewhere, hopefully you've got some sun where you are. And this kind of movement, if you are feeling disempowered for any reason or just a bit down, these back arches can actually make you feel better. There's research to support that this power posing actually makes us feel more empowered. We don't know exactly why physiologically. We're going to start moving the arms at the sides, coming up. And exhale, arms coming down. Again, you can round the spine as you exhale, drawing the belly in, bending the knees. Then inhale, arms coming front. Now notice the difference when the arms come front to the feeling in the back. I'm going to close my mouth now, Ujjayi Pranayama. Inhale, arms sides. Perhaps you're feeling it a bit more in the neck, shoulders, arms, hands. And the arms front, perhaps you're feeling a little bit more in the lower back. So just notice that. Ujjayi Pranayama, constricting the throat. Breathing through the nose, inhale and exhale if you can. We're going to go up on the toes, do that same arm movement with straight legs, coming down and up. And just see the difference. You're keeping your spine fairly neutral as you come down, resisting that exhale, downward movement. So resisting gravity. Inhale, arms front. This will probably be a bit harder. For those of you with any arthritis in the hands, you can always spread your fingers apart as you inhale. This is also great for the wrists. It's just a reminder of that. And exhale, you can make fists. It's also good if your circulation is poor in your hands, you can do this exercise and can pump that blood towards the extremities of your arms. So choosing your focus. Maybe staying in the pose now, breathing here. Your hands can be anywhere that's comfortable for your neck and shoulders. Focus slightly down. And exhale, coming down. And yesterday was Krishnamacharya's Samadhi celebration. He lived till 100. And I'm just going to chant his invocation. And if you like, you can just think about teachers who have brought you to this point, whether they be yoga teachers or school teachers or university teachers. If you have a link to Krishnamacharya, of course, you can think about him. Shri Krishna Vāgīśa Īśvarabhyam Samprapta Chakrankara Bhashyasaram Shri Narangendra Yatal Samapitastam Shri Krishna Mayam Guruvayam Yite Virode Katike Mase Shatatara Kritorayam Yogachayam Krishna Mayam Guruvayamaham bhaje Shri Guru Pyo Namaha Hari Hi Om. You can chant this last part with me if you like. Shri Guru Pyo Namaha Hari Hi Om. Or just listen. Shri Guru Pyo Namaha Hari Hi Om. Shri Guru Pyo Namaha Hari Hi Om. Shri Guru Pyo Namaha Hari Hi Om. Ready? We're going to take some side bends. You're going to inhale, arms coming up. You can go on your toes if you like or not. And exhale, coming to one side. Your heels can come down, or you could stay up on the toes. And sticking your hip out of the opposite side and trying to get into your lower back and your upper back. If you're focusing on your lower back, focus on that part. If it's your upper back, focus on the upper part. Just side to side, inhale, center, exhale, side, in your own timing. Really sticking your hip out. And your arms, again, they could be crossed. You could hold opposite elbows. That works a bit more the upper back. The arms can also, you can have one goes down as the other stays up. Inhale, arms up, and exhale, one can come down as the other stays up. You can even bend that top arm a bit. So play with the position of the arms and the legs to suit you best. The ultimate teacher, the guru that we just chanted to, the ultimate teacher, very stressed in this lineage of yoga, is Īśvara, the teacher of teachers deep within yourself. Some people believe also he, she is outside of ourselves, or both. Just connecting with that wisdom within you, that inner teacher, that inner knower, that inner doctor. Ultimately, with yoga, we want to strengthen that part of ourselves. We're going to start staying on one side and then the other, and I'm going to use a wall. And you can cross the feet if you like. So this is your left arm and your right foot. Try that. Some people like the other foot. For the wall version, I like the opposite foot to my top arm. And really stick your hip out and get into that quadratus lumborum area, which causes all sorts of lower back problems when it's tight. And we're going to go to the other side. So this is our stay pose. You're trying to align your shoulders as best you can. Sometimes I'll have discomfort in my upper back and then I'll move into my lower back as I do this. Feel the stretch just moving down. And I'm just going to invite you to repeat that. So this is a big one for a few of you in the class. Just feel how that QL area gets a nice big stretch. And other side. And finishing up. All right, so let's take a forward bend. So inhale, arms coming up sides. And exhale, forward bend. You can come halfway if you like, hands to your thighs, or all the way. Your knees can be bent or not. Inhale, arms sides. I'm doing this to begin with just to lessen the lever, the weight of the arms. So we're just going to start sides, which is a little easier. Really draw the belly in as you exhale. And you can keep the head above the heart or lower the head if that's comfortable to get that relaxation effect. But if you're dealing with post-concussion syndrome, you might want to keep your head higher than your heart, just looking slightly up rather than letting it go down. So just play with that. Your knees can always bend.
And that can actually feel really good in the back, give you a deeper stretch.
I'm going to add an Om to the exhale. Om.
Staying at the bottom if it's comfortable. Could be at a chair, hands at a chair if you like. Your hands you can play with in front or beside your feet. Inhale, lengthen the spine. Exhale, forward bend. Just see how your lower back's feeling this morning. Tend to be a little tighter in the morning. So I'm exhaling, bending my knees, inhale, straightening. So that's one approach. You can play with how you use your legs, or you can just stay in the pose. You're ready. Slowly coming up, halfway, inhale, exhale, stay. Inhale the rest of the way up. And exhale, center, samsthiti.
Okay, we're going to go into our back arches. So you're going to have your feet together and step your left foot forward and your right foot turned out, and that should give you about heel to heel alignment. If you want a wider stance, you can step your feet apart a bit more. Let's just see what feels comfortable in terms of width and length of your stance. Your back little toe side is rooting down. Just try to feel that. And we're going to inhale, we're going to bring our arms up the front. Exhale, we're going to come forward. You can come just halfway, or if you're comfortable all the way, hands to blocks or chairs. Inhale, let's bring the arms sides. And exhale, coming forward. Just keep this going. This is a very simple flow, just to warm up the spine and the legs. And do 6 of these. After you've done 6, just stay at the bottom and breathe if that's comfortable, stretching one leg at a time. And also the foot that's back, so my right leg is back, I'm stretching that part of my lower back a bit more. We worked on this, we're working with the hips. I invite you to turn your hands toward the little toe side of your foot and get into the right lower back a bit more by doing that.
And back to the center. Just gradually coming up. And exhale, coming back. Release. Other side. So you can start, another way to start this is left heel to right heel and then step forward. That's a little easier than stepping forward and then turning the heel out. Just finding your stance in terms of length and width. That back foot, the little toe side down. And inhale, warrior one. Virabhadrasana. It's a power pose. And exhale, lengthening. Keep your spine nice and long if you can, as long as you can, and then straighten that front leg and come down, Parshva Uttanasana. Inhale, coming up, arms sides. And exhale, forward bend, arms front. Arms side a little bit more, the upper back, neck, and shoulders. Exhale, arms front. You'll feel your lower back working a bit more. Doing around 6. After you finish 6, stay at the bottom if that's comfortable. You can move in and out of it. Sthiti, inhale, looking up. Exhale, forward bend. If it's comfortable, bring your hands to the little toe side of your front foot, to the right. Feel that stretch in your left lower back, accentuated. And when you're ready, stepping your feet together. Inhale, coming up halfway. Exhale, stay. Inhale the rest of the way up. Exhale, center. And just notice how you feel. Okay, so we're going to do another round of warrior. So, you're going to step your left foot forward, your right foot turned out. Inhale, we're going to stretch way forward this time. Now you can do this with one arm rather than two if you prefer. So you could do it with the opposite arm to front leg if you want less weight on your back, or if it's comfortable, both arms. If it's comfortable still, interlock your fingers and stretch really long. So that's your inhale. Exhale, you're coming down. Inhale, warrior one, big back arch. Exhale, starting position. straighten your front leg. Okay, now if that second back arch, if you feel compression in your back doing that, alternatively, you can just come up here and come down, okay? So inhale, traction of the spine, lengthening, nice and long, bending that front knee. Exhale, forward bend, straightening the front leg. Inhale, warrior one, big back arch. You can increase that arch by bringing your hands even further back. You play with that. And exhale, starting position. So 4 more. I'll do 1 more with you. Inhale, lengthen the spine, traction, coming 1/4 of the way down and pressing my hands away from me as much as I can. Exhale, forward bend, Parshva Uttanasana. Inhale, move your arms first in line with your ears and then bend your front knee, Virabhadrasana. And exhale, release. 3 more in your own. When you finish your last one, just stay in this final pose, Virabhadrasana. And I'm doing my last one. And if you like, just staying in your warrior. If your shoulders are bothering you, you can exhale, drop your shoulders, bend the elbows. Inhale, lengthen. Or just stay. And exhale, release. Bend your front knee. And step back. Other side. Swing right foot forward. Turn your left foot out. Same thing this side. I'll guide 3 of them and then 3 on your own. Inhale, traction pose. Bending your knee over your second toes. You can have the opposite arm to front leg if you like, left arm extending or both, palms together or interlock fingers and lengthen. That's your inhale. Exhale, forward bend. Parshva Uttanasana, heel to heel alignment or more or less. Inhale, moving your arms in line with the ears, bending the front knee, Virabhadrasana, warrior one. Exhale, starting position. Inhale, 1/4 of the way down. Exhale, fully down. Inhale, arms move first in line with the ears, bend knee, warrior one. Exhale, release. Classically, warrior one, you're looking straight ahead, modification looking up. Keep going on your own. Pausing after each part of the breath. When you finish your last one, you can stay in warrior one and breathe, or you could stay in your forward bend if you prefer. I'm just starting my last one. And you can do that modification for your shoulders. Bend those elbows and drop the shoulder blades as you exhale. Inhale up. And I think most of you have been there for a while. We're going to come out, exhale, release. And stepping back. And notice how you feel. So that focused more on the inhale than the exhale. So just notice the energetic of having done that inhale movement. Might feel a little more awake, a little warmer. A little more stimulated. All right, so just going to do a forward bend to tie this together before we move into our twists. Same as before. Actually, we'll do it differently. Let's work a little bit harder. All right, so inhale, arms coming up front, if that's comfortable. Exhale, keep your body nice and low in your upper body as you draw your belly in. Your hips do go back a little bit, but you're not hinging from the hips. Drawing the belly in. Now inhale, you're hinging from the hips, interlock the fingers, move the arms in line with the ears, coming up. And exhale, coming down. You can release that interlock or keep it as you go up and down. Bend the knees at the bottom. Arching the back as you inhale. Contracting the back as you exhale, as you draw the belly in from the pelvic floor up to the belly button. So slight rounding of the lower back. Pull up on the thighs, if you can, up on the knees. Just see how that feels. If it's too much, bring the arms sides. This is really working lower back. You can also come halfway down to a chair or hands to a wall. Now we're going to stay at the bottom and go halfway up. Ardha Uttanasana, inhale, halfway up. I'm interlocking my fingers, you don't have to. Exhale forward. You can modify arms at the sides. This is easier. You can also modify hands on your legs. This is a lot easier. So pick your medicine. If you want to make it harder, stay in the halfway position. It's working lower back strength and the core a lot. Stay one breath. And then maybe the next time 2 breaths. And just finish off at the bottom, rest. Notice those lower back muscles having been stimulated. And coming up. And finding your samsthiti. Just rest for a moment. Notice how you feel.
When you're ready, stepping your feet into a triangle position. So we're going to move into our triangle pose. You can use a chair, you can use blocks to bring your hands to. So just depends on you. Inhale, arms coming up. Exhale, you're going to start moving towards your left. So the classical's all the way to the little toe, but don't overdo it. So you might want to start with your hand a little bit more in front on a block, or this could be a bench or a chair. That back hand, it can be on your lower back. And just start by trying to align your shoulders. Now, the higher you are, the more it goes into your upper back. The lower you are, it's more lower back. So you can also play with that. And then inhale, untwist the head and come up. And exhale, contract pelvic floor, lower belly, belly button in. Align those shoulders. The last thing to move is the head, looking side, down, or up to the sky. Inhale, untwist the head first. And then the shoulders, upper back, middle back, lower back. And we're just going to go side to side, and you might go more to the side. You might add that top arm. So just see where you're at this morning. These are all add-ons. You can make it more about the upper back by keeping the hand in the center. And that's more about the upper back. So if you don't want to move into your lower back, you can put the hand in the center. I'm using a block, but you can be on the floor. You can also use a chair for this. Okay, so those are some options. I'm going to show the full pose. And for me, this is mainly lower back, but there's an upper back piece, of course. In the classical, you're going all the way to the little toe side of the foot. Now, when you do that, try to keep your hips square and twist from the upper back as much as you can, but it will definitely go into the lower back. We're preparing for a deeper pose later. A deeper twist of the lower back. Just notice how you can adjust the twist in terms of height. You know, you don't go as far down the leg. It's definitely more upper back. And just finishing off, take a break. We're going to add some breathing to this. So whatever version you're doing with in terms of blocks and chairs and height, keep that going. Inhale, arms coming up. Exhale, coming to your left, and we're going to do a hold after exhale. Just to work on a little bit of detox after all those back arches. This is a good detox for mind and body. And inhale, untwist your head, come up. Exhale, from the pelvic floor all the way up to the belly button. Hold after exhale, draw the belly in and up. You can look side or even down for the neck and shoulders. That can feel really good. And inhale up. Keep this going your own timing. You can lengthen that hold after exhale or make it shorter. And just one more round. It's going to be used for anxiety, for detoxifying the liver this time of year as we move towards spring. A lot of action in the liver. We want to up our greens in our diet, things like lemon, lime juice, and lots of twists, exhale, release, to let go of any toxins built up over the winter months. And notice how you feel in your mind and your body. Okay, we're going to take it down to the floor and do one big twist for the lower back on the floor. Before we do that, we're going to do a squat. So I'm going to stand on a block. For those of you who don't need one, you don't have to. For those of you for whom a full squat is not going to work, just do the half squat. So just come halfway down like this. Okay? So if you know you can do the full squat, set up appropriately. You can also hold on to a bench or a chair as you come down with your hands in front of you. So inhale, arms coming up. Classically, your heels are down. Those of you who can do that. Exhale, you sit down. Your legs could be together or hip width apart. And you can come halfway or all the way down. Be careful of those knees for those of you with knee issues. There you go. Inhale, arms moving first in line with the ears and coming up. Exhale, sitting down, Utkatasana. This is one of the counters to Trikonasana Parivriti that we just did. You can also just do Uttanasana forward bend. This was the one given to me by Desgachar for my own practice in 2001. So I'm always very linked to this version. And classically, the arms are up, modify hands coming down, which I find really gets into the upper and lower back more, and you can sit back and feel that stretch in your lower back. I don't know if you guys can feel that. You can also hold on to a rail as you do this. Saying the other day, this was my first yoga therapy pose when I was doing my master's when I was 23. And I had a lot of lower back pain for the first time in my life. And I would hold a friend's hands and squat and beg a friend to just hold me, and my back pain would go away. So you might enjoy this. It's also a great pose for constipation of body or mind. We're going to finish off. It's comfortable, just stay there. Otherwise, just sit down or go into child's pose. Inhale, arms up. Exhale, release. Can you sit down a bit more? Again, you could be holding onto a railing. It's a great way to do this. Inhale up, feel that heat. Exhale, release. So this is a heated Langana pose. It's an exhale pose. It's reducing toxins, but there's a lot of heat and effort in it. It's a really good one for moving toxins out of the body and the mind. Very grounding. When you're ready, I'm just going to take a seat for a moment as a transition. Okay, I think for fun, we're just going to play with the sequence a bit today and just do our pranayama right here before we do our supine twist and relaxation. All right, so just sitting here, if it's comfortable, you can put blocks under your knees or anything else you need. You can also sit in another position or on a chair. I'm just finding what my Sukhasana is today. Easy pose. I've got my feet under my knees for a bit more support this morning. Let's try some pranayama with a focus on inhale. Viloma Ujjayi pranayama. You're going to inhale into your left nostril. So I'm going to mirror for you. So inhale into your left nostril. Hold after inhale. And exhale both nostrils. Okay, my hands are in Mrigi Mudra, just a reminder, or you can just use crow pose, just little beaks of the hands. Okay, so your choice on that. So Mrigi Mudra is ring finger and little finger together and thumb, or you can do the opposite, just the crow. Okay, so inhale, left nostril this time. Sorry, right nostril. There we go, my left. Hold after inhale. And exhale both nostrils, Ujjayi Pranayama. So this is an invigorating pranayama to lift your energy. Inhale, left nostril. I'm switching hands each time. Hold after inhale. Exhale both nostrils. Inhale, right nostril. Half close that nostril. Keep your elbow nice and high. Hold after inhale. Exhale both nostrils. Keep this going. This is, again, an invigorating pranayama. Start with the left and then move to the right. Start to pick a ratio that's working for you this morning. 6 to 12 seconds. Hold after inhale, perhaps half the length of your inhale or less. Inhale, exhale, same length. And just regular breathing. Ujjayi Pranayama. If you're feeling overstimulated from that for any reason, you could do Shitali or Siddhkari as a counter. Inhale, tongue. And exhale, Ujjayi through your nose. If you want to keep that heat going, just do Ujjayi Pranayama. I'm going to show Shitali or Siddhkari, breathing through the teeth. As you inhale, exhale Ujjayi through the nose, constricting the throat. You could add the palms on the eyes as you do this for a more cooling effect, more pratyahara, withdrawing the senses.
And just finishing up whatever version you've chosen.
This is just acting as a counter pose, so to speak, to the pranayama. Notice how you feel, hopefully right in the center energetically. We're going to come down onto our backs and move into our final pose for the day. And today on our backs. So you're going to bend both knees, which should be the other direction. Bend both knees and shift your hips to your right. Bring your knees to your left. And both shoulders should be down. If they're not, put a block or a bolster underneath your left leg. So I'll just show that for a minute. So something here to bring your shoulders down. If your shoulders still aren't down, put a blanket under that right shoulder. Okay, so that's the first step. That might be your pose. If you're able to go further, you're going to straighten that bottom leg or just release it a bit. It doesn't have to be straight. And bring that top leg, your right leg across. And the left hand on the left thigh. And just feel that stretch in your right lower back. So this is our peak pose today. And just long exhale. And if you like, a hold after exhale if you want to reduce any heat in your body. So we brought the heat quite a bit up today, including through the pranayama. So you can release that heat and toxins with long exhale, hold after exhale. If you can, straighten that bottom leg, otherwise it can be bent as well. Jatra Parivriti. You can have a block or bolster under that top leg. And that will help your shoulders come down for some of you. When you're ready, we're going to go to the other side. Bending the knees, coming to the center, shift the hips left, bring your knees over to the right side. If you're just going to stay here, putting any props you need. So you put a block under that bottom knee, or stretch that bottom leg. Maybe put a prop under the top knee to keep the shoulders down. And some of you might be able to turn your head away from the top knee. Just breathing here. Maybe adding a hold after exhale. And just finishing up. Going back to the center. Exhale, knees to chest. Inhale, arms coming up, legs coming up overhead. Exhale, knees to chest. Inhale, arms up, legs up. And just end holding the knees on top of the knees or underneath and rest here. Rolling to one side. Just coming to child's pose to end with an Om Shanti. Om.
Shanti, Shanti, Shanti. Shanti, Shanti, Shanti. Shanti, Shanti, Shanti. Hands at the heart. Shri Guru Pyo Namaha Hari Om. Thank you, Krishnacharya, for giving us this yoga. His son Desikachar, my teachers, Mr. and Mrs. Sridhar, and Viji Vasu. Shri Guru Pyo Namaha Hari Om. Namaste. Namaskaram.